Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Kaifa haluka? How's everyone doing? How's everything? Alhamdulillah, it's Yusuf Hanif once again, giving some updates about my progress, about my journey. It's a little late, but Alhamdulillah, the day was well spent, well kept. I'm very thankful for the efforts that I've been able to put out these days. If anything, that to me is success because it means that I have developed at least one more step closer to being better than I was. And if we're trying to measure success by progress, then I would say I am truly successful. See, what has to be clear and established before I go any further on this journey to all those that may hear this discussion, hear my story, hear my journey, is knowing that it's not about the results. If I focus on the results, then that will slow me down. What I need to focus on is forward progress. So it's evident that I am making forward progress. Let me explain. I'm making forward progress because I am consistently getting up and doing more than I was doing. And I'm using my mind in ways that I didn't even know I could use my mind. You know, we've been programmed from a young age to believe in the concept of scarcity, like there's not enough to go around, and you have to hold on to what you have and save and put aside for a rainy day. But instead, we all need to learn how to multiply our efforts because that's the only way that we are going to expand our horizons. That's the only way that we are going to see the light at the end of the tunnel and walk through the exit, walk to the other side and get out of the tunnel. We are all on a journey called life, and the life that we live needs to be a fulfilling one where we use everything that we have been given, all of our potential energy stored up to make changes and ripple effects in the ocean of life. I'm very, 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 very motivated and very, 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 very satisfied with the progress. And I realize that there is another voice inside of me pushing me, driving me, silencing the negative voice, silencing the voice that wants to keep me down. There's a voice inside of me that's like, you can do it, or don't worry about if this didn't happen the way that you expected it. What did you learn from it? That's the most important aspect of this entire journey. And it's like, for instance, when I became Muslim, it's like that feeling, that sweetness of Iman, that sweetness of realizing. It's not the exact same, of course, because nothing compares to that moment. But I can tell you that it is the second best thing of realizing that I have potential and then seeing me use that potential. It's like I'm looking at myself from the outside in now. I'm being able to see myself moving forward in a positive direction, and every little step, every moment is a success on this journey, because success itself is not measured with how much money is in the bank account. Success to me is measured by how much I grow, how much I develop into something better. See, they show us these Marvel heroes on the Avengers, performing all these different feats. And that makes us think that that's outside of ourselves. But we are greater than that because those Marvel heroes were only brought to the big screen because what was in someone's head. The mind of a person projecting that into a reality. So we are greater than these fictitious characters. So just to recap a little bit of the progress that was made today, I woke up to make a plan towards what I needed to do to continue to grow and to continue to expand. And then before that, I remember that I had a webinar or a seminar to attend on wealth building. Grant Cardone, shout out to Grant Cardone. He did an excellent job of presenting information and having his speakers there. And I was glad that I was able to participate, even if it was only for a couple of hours. It was over 216,000 people who signed up for the event, but only 18,000 showed up or so. Imagine that, and I was one of them. So that right there was my first successful feat today. Showing up is part of the success. So from that and taking notes, I was inspired to make progress on Naim, which in Arabic, if for those who don't know, it means bliss, but it's our oil and beard wash and beard balm and natural soap business that me and my wife started some time ago and had products just sitting back there. And as you know, I've been taking those products and making a dent in reality by actually getting the products out there to the consumers, out there to the people now. But then I took it a step further and initiated the process for the Amazon account so that way we can sell through that, which is not hard to set up an Amazon account. But most people don't even start. They get defeated before they even start. They get discouraged, and that keeps them from moving forward in the right direction. But instead, I got that set up, still waiting for the identification, verification, or whatever, but all that's going to go through, no issues, inshallah ta'ala. But then on top of that, from the proceeds, from what was saved for investing, I was able to go ahead and get the remaining labels ordered and purchased and paid for through my efforts that I've been doing for the past few days. So that way, when those come and the account is approved, I can go ahead and have some shipments ready for purchases. So that in itself is a success. And then understanding that our family is most important. So I felt very, I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing by being able to provide today. It doesn't, I know any man who's listening or watching this, they know that it's not a good feeling when you're not able to provide for your family in a way that you feel like they deserve. So being able to provide is like one essential part of my being. Providing for my family is like something I ask Allah for all the time. So being able to take my wife to get what she needed. One voice was like, oh, this is in the way. But the other voice, the positive voice was like, this is a necessity. This is a necessary. This is an amana. This is a trust. This is your duty. And you are doing it. And that was the overwhelming voice. And that is the one that I was able to pay more attention to today and be able to suppress any negative feelings, emotions, or anything, because one voice is like, oh, but you want to go do this. This is cutting into your time. And the other voice is, this is a part of why you have been created. Allah gave her to you as a wife, and your duty is to take care of her. And I felt proud in that moment to be able to do so. So with all that being said, of course, I went out and I made more effort towards selling the product in person, which is more of a mental exercise for me to continue to build my confidence, which I already had a level of confidence, but my confidence went from here to here within the past 3 days. It only took 3 days. So I know if I stay the course, it's not going to be nothing but up from here, inshallah ta'ala. There was an incident that made me think after the fact, but it was only because of how we look at each other. Someone said to me, "Oh, all these jobs out here, and you're out here doing this." I said, "Little do you know, I have 3 businesses." That silenced them, but yet they still wanted to try to poke. But that did not deter me from continuing to stay positive and continue to move forward in the direction that I sought out, because how that person views me has no effect on how I view myself. It has no effect on the task and the goals that I seek to accomplish, because they'll go home upset and I'll continue to stay positive. So that's one key takeaway from today, is not to let anyone get under your skin, because by doing so, then they become your master. So I will encourage everyone to keep the course, stay focused, and don't let anyone or anything keep you from accomplishing your dreams. A dream is a thought, and a desire pushes that thought into reality. So if you have a dream and your desire is strong enough, then it'll turn into a reality. But don't stop with just one dream. Keep dreaming and keep having strong desires and keep making things happen. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to guide me on this journey, and I ask him to allow me to be a means of benefit for others all around me. And I ask that I am able to benefit from others as well, and to learn from my mistakes, and to continue to improve who I am. So that way, when I stand in front of him, I can at least say that I did my absolute best. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide those who are not Muslim to Islam, and may Allah continue to guide all of the Muslims, that we may be the light in this dunya. Ameen. May there be peace and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamu ala mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Until next time, inshallah ta'ala.